Hello guys, welcome to AppSheet and more. This session is going to be different. It's going to be something refreshing. A couple of days ago, a subscriber reached out to me telling me about how they tried to implement something they watched from our video. That video was how to create a table-like form that allows you to do multiple entries. It's a very popular video on our YouTube channel. If you've not watched it, I encourage you to do so. Now, he wanted to try and create an app that allows him to make multiple entries at a go. Now, even though he was able to implement everything to the letter, the problem was whenever he made an entry, he noticed that only the first entry was saving. Subsequent entries were not saving and just disappearing. And he had spent so much time on it and couldn't figure out what the problem is. So he reached out to me via our email, appsheetamore@gmail.com, and then I was able to take a look at this. So what I did was I did a live recording of me troubleshooting the app to see what was wrong. So if you're excited, join me and let's troubleshoot this app together. So now we are in the email, right? This is what it looks like when you receive an email to help edit an application. So you have it over here. I've received it. All I need to do is click this, and then I go into the mobile application. Okay, so basically this is the process of going into it. All right, so a little context over here. So according to him, they are into selling, I think, ties, right? And then he wants to be able to record several entries into this. I don't have a lot of context, but then they kind of sell ties. So you have the sales, you can see over the sales over the current stock, and then the added stock, sort of that, right? And then he has several this one over here. So you have stock left, you have ties. This is where you make the entry. And I think there's ties by customer. So the number of ties sold to each customer, ties by sales by ties, and then fit list. I'm not quite sure what that is. But then what he wants is for us to look at this section. Okay, now we'll also go into the spreadsheet. So when I click here, this is the spreadsheet, right? So we have product, we have customer, we have sales, we have total, we have purchases. And then I think these are the two sheets he tried to create using our technique, right? Good. So there's general control and then there's entries. I really advise you to watch that video to get some context into what he's trying to do. Okay, so when you come here into the application, so what we're going to do here is try and make an entry and see how this flows in. Okay, right. So I believe the general control, you come here, you select a customer you're selling to. So I'm going to select this customer, for instance. Okay, now number of compounds, I'm not quite sure what number of compounds that's, but I'm just going to put in 2. Okay, so that is what controls this list over here. So if I increase it to 3, I have this 4, 5. I believe he should have some sort of limit. Okay, 11. It can't go beyond, let's say 10. Okay, so at most 10. That's fine. That's cool. Good. You always need to set some kind of limit. So I understand that's good. Let's use 3. Okay, good. Now fittest notes. Maybe someone who is fitting the ties. I don't know. Let's say video 1. I don't know. I'm just typing something. Others. Spoon. I don't know what spoon stands for. I don't even know whether it's a text or it's a number text. Okay. Hello. Signature. A lot of people don't know that AppSheet actually allows you to sign an inbuilt section for signing, which I think is cool. A lot of people don't know. So signature is a data type, by the way. So when you come here, you click this, you see signature as a data type. So users can actually sign in there. Good. And then timestamp. I'm going to select today. Right. Good. So now I've just done the general stuff. The general stuff is what applies to every record. Okay. Now you click on the edit icon, and then now you can specify for each record. So it seems this one has only one category, which I think if it has only one category, what he could have done was make it probably an auto compute formula. So a formula that actually once they type, it will just compute, but that's fine. And then product, there are 3 types of product. I'm just going to select the same type. Let's select each of them. Stock left. So we have 12, 6, and 50. Okay. So 12, I'm going to put 2 here, 2 here. Okay. So total stock. So out of 12, I think 4 is being sold. This one, I'm going to put 1 here. I'm going to put 3 here. That's 4. And this one is 50. I'm going to put 2 here. I'm going to put 2 here. That's 4. So 4 in all. So this is a customer, this is video 1, these are the notes, this is a signature. Good. So he says, when I save this, it doesn't sync throughout. So let's look at the spreadsheet first. Yeah. So the entries are going to come over here. According to him, we should expect it to flow in here. Right. So we should expect, I'm just going to put color here. So we see this is the last record and then everything that flows in. Okay, I'm going to click save. All right, so we can see 3 records are syncing. Right. Okay, let's go into the entry sheet and see what happens. Oh, it's already flowing in. First one has come in. Sales. That's the first one. Good. What's happening? Okay, number 2 is syncing. I can't see anything. Interesting. So number 2 has actually synced, but then nothing came here. All right, that's interesting. It could be anything, right? You don't get any error message. It could be anything. But one thing I would probably look at is look at how he set up his actions, see if he's done the right thing. So remember, for this particular app, we need about 3 actions. So I'll come here. When you come to entries, there are supposed to be 2. The one that will create the records in the destination, which is sales, and the one that will clear the entry sheets. So we have go to sales. No, that's not it. Move data to the sales sheet. Okay, so he has unique ID, customer. Basically, he has everything. I think he has everything. And then we come to clear entries. Okay, so clear category, clear product, clear left, clear right. Good, because those are the ones that we enter, right? When you click this, you enter this guy, you enter the product, you enter left, and you enter right. So those are the ones he needs to clear. The computer ones, he doesn't need to clear them. Okay, so that's good. That's fine. I'll probably also hide them instead of putting them as prominent. You need to hide them because you don't want it to show anywhere else. So I'll hide them. Let me see this guy. Hide this one as well. And then we have call. So this one is supposed to call the clear control. So entry, this blah blah. Select. Is equal to this one, correct? Good. Okay. Now, once it's calling, we need to check what this function does. So we'll come here to general control and come to clear and see. So he's clearing customer. Good. Number of compounds is set to 1. That's the minimum, right? Good. Filters, notes, spoon, do, 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 do. Okay, so fantastic. That works. Now, these actions are supposed to be triggered when the bolt runs. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, a bolt is an automation that runs. It runs several things. It can run an action. It can send an email. It can perform a task, right, based on an event that occurs. So when you create a bolt, first you'll be asked to create an event. So this is a new event. So he didn't name the event, which is fine. Okay, now it says select the product or schedule that runs your event. Okay, in this case, he selected app. Okay, so it's either you select app or scheduled. But scheduled, you need to have the app deployed to use schedule. Okay, good. Now, entries. So he says that data changes to this table should trigger this event. So whenever entries changes, updates. Okay, so we use update. We don't use add because we're just updating an existing list of records. That's good. Okay, so I think that is fine. When you come here to custom, you have this move, clear, call controls. That's it. So everything looks good to me. One thing I'll probably do is I'll come here and then click on test. Normally it helps to see when you come to click on test and you click maybe execute, you're just testing the board to see if it will run. Okay, so this is an issue. It says failed execute a sequence of action. That's a group action, custom action one, child action. So in the group action he created in the board, there's a child action that says move data to sales sheets. Failed due to error. So it failed because we can't add or update a row because a required value is missing. See? So in his app, he has a required value in the sales table, right? But then when he's moving data from the entries to the sales table, okay, he's not providing entries for that. Now, because he's made that column required, right, and he's not providing any entries, it's not working. I think that's what it's trying to say. So provide a required entry and try again. So row, this is the row ID. The missing value is category. Type is text. Interesting. Okay, so let's see. Um, let's come to that. So it's saying that he's not providing category, but I think I saw him provide category. So that's interesting. Let's come to entries again. Call action, move data. Yes. So category. Good. That's interesting. It's saying category is equal to category here. And I think he does provide a category. So why is it not working? Okay, let's go back to our data. Let's go to sales and let's see category. Category is text. Purchases category. Purchases category. So purchases, we have category. Preview the data. Let me see. Okay. So when he enters, when it comes to sales, category doesn't pop up. Let's make this unrequired and let's see if it will work first. Save. So I'm going to make it unrequired. I'm going to try it again. Try another example, enter some entries, and then just see what happens. Come to sales ties, come here. Let's make this 3 as well. So let's say test 2, notes, testing, category. Okay, spoon, nope. Sign this. And then let's set tomorrow's dates. Okay. So category, I'm going to select a category for each of them. Product. Left 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, good. Like that. And then let me bring this guy here and save. Okay, let's see what happens now. Okay, so there's a test. Good. Let's see general control. General control is cleared. Okay, nope. 2. It's gone. Okay, let's come in. Where's the third one? The third one didn't come in. The second one did. Now, I find it very interesting that the general control, if you notice, the general control was cleared before even the third one came in. Right? See, this is still there, which is odd. Um, let's come to the boat. I have a feeling clear entries, core controls, move data. Yeah, so the clear controls should be the last action, I believe. Which is correct. Okay, this is interesting, very interesting. So, what could be an issue? Let's come back here and let's test it out again. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. Let me execute again. Product. Hmm. So it says product was also required. That's interesting. So let's see in sales what happened. So this time the category flew came in even though you didn't make it required. And the signature didn't come in. Let me check this. Sales. Okay. Let's say we don't make this required. And then we don't make, where's the last one? Customer also required. Let me save this. Let's see what's happening in here. All right. So I'm just putting some random numbers here. I just want to get it done. Let's test this. Okay, so category, I'm going to select all of them. Products. This one. Okay, so everything is filled up. Save. I want to just appreciate what happens here. Just no clearing 2. Oh, wow. I think I have seen what the problem is. Oh, God. All right. So I think, hear me out here. I think in the sales table, the key is the timestamp. Yep, the key is a timestamp. And because he's having the same timestamp for all of them, what's happening is the app is replacing the records with the new. So what happens is instead of creating different records, right? Because you have one, each of them, all of them having the same ID, which is a timestamp, they replace instead of creating new ones. So watch this. If I take this off, this has been something I've struggled with before, right? Where is it? There has to be a formula here that says this as the ID. Okay, I think he's using the action to create the ID. If we check the action, where is it? Here, we come to go to sales. So he's creating the ID over here, which is fine. So what he needs to do, or what he should have done, and I can understand why he struggled with it, is to make this the key. Okay, so this has to become the key, and then this one will just be a value. So I'm going to check this and make this the key, and I'll sing this. Okay, so let's try this one more time. So John Wick. Um, why hasn't this cleared? I'm very sure I cleared the entry sheet. This is the entry sheet, right? General controls. Yeah, so let me just clear this as well. Okay, let me sync this again. The app. Wow, this is strange. I'm syncing and it's not responding. Okay, let's refresh that. Um, cell ties. Okay, good. It's cleared now. I'm not sure why that was happening. John Wick. Let's see, three. Testing key solution. Okay. Made row ID key. Okay, so spoon two. Signature. I hope this is it. Good. Okay. So that's the timestamp. So because all of them were using the same timestamp, that's why this was happening. Um, okay, so I have to pick the products. Okay, so we have this. Signature didn't flow in. I'm not sure. I'll take a look at that. But let's see the fundamental thing. Let's save this. Okay, so let's see if this works. So entry comes in. The first one is in. Hope the second one flows as well. Here is the second one. I told you, right? I told you. So it's because the timestamp was the key and not the, what's the word? And not the row ID. That is why this was happening. Okay. But then we have another problem. So we have John Wick not flowing in for all of them. So we need to work on this to make sure that John Wick comes in for all of them. Okay. This didn't clear. Hmm. Interesting. Customer. This. Customer. Quad. So at least now the solution to the problem of this app will ask you yet. When I refresh it, it doesn't, then later it does. I don't know. Okay, so now that's flowing. I've made the customer now required. Okay. But let me check this action one more time to make sure it's feeding this properly. Entries, data, customer. Okay, you know what? Let's just rely on the formula he had. Okay, so David, testing customer. That's two. Okay, signature. Let's make this three. This, that, and that. I really think this could be automated with just a formula. So you don't have to pick it, unless we expect it to be um, a longer list subsequently. signature. I didn't work on that. All right, let's see what happens. Okay. Great. So the customer is now working. It's flowing in nicely. Let's lastly just fix the signature bits. So signature is signature. Sales. Why is signature not flowing? It's not required as well to compute. This is done. Okay, so in the entry sheet, how is signature being computed? gc.signature. Okay. Right. So that's strange. Why is signature not computing? Signature is not computing. Okay, refresh this and then let's check one more time. So if oh, I didn't click done. My bad. I didn't click done. Okay, so that's one thing about signature. You need to click done for it to save. Okay, so let's just prove this. Let me just put some things here. So if you and you click done, good. I'm suspecting that's the reason why. You see. So I didn't click done, and that's why the signature wasn't flowing. All right, guys. So this is how I troubleshooted the app and was able to fix it. I hope you learned something, which I should have noticed from the beginning, is that you need to make sure that the key in the table is unique, right? Else, when you use a bolt, it's just going to keep replacing the records instead of creating unique records for each of them. So thank you for joining me in this session. Thank you for joining me for this session. And if you also find yourself in a situation where you create an app and it's not working, you could reach out to me and then I'll also take a look at it so we can all learn. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.